This cube-shaped robot vacuum combo is smart, reliable and quite independent, and we need to thoroughly test its wet and dry mopping capacity so that we find out whether it's a good one or not. So let's inspect. Such kind of a caring idea I see for the first time with robot vacuums. That's a new model coming from Yeedi, which we are going to test today here on the channel. Nice to meet you, my name is Michael. As usual, some cool tech to be inspected, and that's really helpful for carrying between different rooms in your house. It's a new model by a company that is within my sight since a few months, ever since I tried their Vac 2 Pro model, which had superb wet mopping capabilities. And it looks like in the past few months, Yeedi have stepped up their game in terms of build quality, the parts being used, overall performance, and hopefully software. And they offer this combo containing this and its self-emptying station and also collecting the dirty water after the wet mopping for a price which is almost half less than what the market leaders are asking you to pay. So the question is it really worth it? We're here to find out. Since I mentioned pricing, it is $799 for this particular model, making it among the most accessible units, which can not only auto-empty the dustbin, but also the ability to dump and store the dirty water after the wet mop washing procedure. All of that automatically. You need to pay close to just half of what Roborock asks you to pay for their premium S line, so sounds like it could be the real deal. And as usual, we're on the search for possible corners cut, if any. Because with the unboxing, there don't seem to be many. Excellent packaging. An important note here, carefully check whether the unit is suitable for your country's electric circuits, because the US and the European versions operate at different voltages. It all begins with a quick start guide. Easy to read, hopefully easy to follow as well. Everything is divided into 3 sections. This big box hosts the main station. It is the heaviest component because it has a turbine to extract the dust from the robot and also a tank for the dirty water after it washes the mop. Here's the robot itself. It's actually hosting the clean water tank. This might be a win-win situation, letting Yeedi reduce the size and weight of the main station, but also applying extra weight on the robot for more effective wet mopping. There also are 2 side brushes that you need to install, and something called the UFO water tank plug, which also needs to be installed before the first use. This on top is a camera. We see no LiDAR bump. There's a front infrared sensor area for obstacle avoidance, so interesting to see how effective the mapping is. And yeah, this is a handle for the water tank, but also for lifting the whole robot up. In a matter of fact, it happens to be the most convenient way to move the robot around that I've ever experienced, so that's really a good idea. I feel that design-wise, we have mostly things to praise. 2 brushes, a mid-brush for more effective and deep carpet cleaning, the robot doesn't feel too bulky and the station has a size matching self-emptying stations of other combos, but in here it also is capable of storing the dirty water. As for specifications, Yeedi raised the bar even higher. They promise class-leading suction power of 4,300 pascals, a large 5,200 mAh battery, dustbin with a capacity of 360 milliliters, ability to run dry or combined with wet cleaning, auto-emptying the container, automatically cleaning the mop and storing the dirty water afterwards. There is multi-map support and apparently a smartphone app for management. So the specs, they do sound solid, but probably you would agree with me that not always great sounding specs necessarily convert into great performance, and that's what we want to find out. The battery capacity is just about right at 5,200 mAh. There are some things which are quite different to other traditional robot vacuums. Maybe among the most interesting areas is related to the wet cleaning, because this rear area can produce vibrations which are scrubbing the dirt up to 2,500 cycles, which is a bit less than the 3,000 cycles offered by Roborock S7 Max V Ultra. So that's fairly good. It can automatically get rid of the dirty water and automatically wash and scrub the dirt from the mop after the cleaning is over. Another thing which is different to most other mid-rangers and high-end devices is that on the top we don't have a LiDAR system. Instead, the robot relies on this camera, which is located over here, plus the data captured by the infrared sensor on the front. I guess now it's a good idea to finish the setup and do some more cleaning. In my reviews, I traditionally perform a number of tests based on real-life usage scenarios, and it's gonna be no different this time. The setup is really easy. Fill some water in the tank, up to 1 liter supported. Make sure all the protective stamps are removed, prepare the base station, download the smartphone app, potentially update the firmware, and we are ready to clean. I traditionally begin with the rice test, spilling 60 grams of rice and checking how much out of that are gonna be collected by the robot. Up until now, almost all vacuums with 2-side brushes have had modest performance, and the Yeedi CUBE handles the situation a little better, yet not as close to the 100% target. At mid-grade of its suction, it has brought the majority of the rice grains back, and the result is satisfactory. If we add some more challenging environment, I think that the CUBE struggles a bit despite its powerful suction, or could be my subjective feeling because it seems to handle well such kind of messy situations where flour and other sorts of grains are on the floor, a combination which you will likely never ever have to clean yourself. Carpet handling is also decent. Initially, I was annoyed that the carpet boost mode was not kicking in. You have to enable the function from within the smartphone app first. If some hair gets tangled in the brushes, you can easily remove them from the main brush. Another opportunity to say a good word about the design. It's the little details which can make a good product stand out. I had to, of course, stress the mapping and the object detection algorithms, and sadly, the stinky brown pile, this time represented by this fake poo, might be a trouble. Yeah, Yeedi CUBE tried to bypass it, but with some hesitation. And the sock looks like it can choke on it. A good moment to comment about the efficiency of the navigation. As a starter, it works, because the robot can create maps, and that's good, but these maps and the depth of details is nowhere near the class-leading solutions, not even close to what the good old Roborock S5 from a few years ago was capable of doing. Apparently the absence of LiDAR is quite a thing, but on the other hand, the combo with a camera and infrared is not necessarily a bad idea, especially concerning rooms and areas with standard furniture. It tends to be a little slower about orientation, so I guess this is one of these corners cut that I warned you about at the start. The wet mopping, on the other hand, is the feature that seems to impress the most. It is effective, since we don't talk about just swiping, there's a good chance it will remove stains and come close to the effectiveness of some handheld mops. Yeedi CUBE uses a technology with up to 2,500 vibrations per minute in order to scrub the dirt from the floors. If you combine this with a small amount of floor cleaning detergent, you're likely gonna be very happy with the end results. There is carpet detection when it comes to wet cleaning, and the robot can lift up the mop in order to avoid getting stuck. It's yet another feature that mostly premium models are offering. Concerning all the maps, the cleaning cycles, the firmware updates and so on, it's the smartphone app to be used. Simple, functional. I do have a number of remarks about the Android version though. Looks like the iOS edition is far more reliable, but it also has a pretty low score. You can fine-tune the intensity of any cleaning operation, follow the current state of the robot, even the drying function is being indicated, and yeah, you can also connect to smart home assistants, such as Amazon Alexa and Google Home. In my evaluation of the drawbacks, I'd put on the list the lack of LiDAR or 3D mapping, leading to not that precise obstacle avoidance, the somewhat small dust container, the inability to physically detach the wet mopping unit, and the somewhat limited smartphone app. But even with these drawbacks, I feel that the Yeedi CUBE is quite a strong contender because of its design, because of the extremely good wet mopping, and I think from all the things that we've tested, probably just the mapping and the smartphone app are those that have some catching up to do, with the latter one hopefully to be improved at some point. I mean, I don't have any confirmation, it's just a hope that I have. So that's everything that I wanted to share with you in regards to the new Yeedi CUBE. And in case you have something else to ask about, or probably you would like to share your opinion about the qualities of this particular robot vacuum, be invited. The comments are down below the video. If you want to support me and the channel, maybe you can start by liking, subscribing. If you want to order the robot, I'm going to place a link with a discount in the video description area. Thank you for watching this video until the end. My name is Michael. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.